Hello, my name is Sven-Åke Bjørke and I teach at the University of Agder, Department of Global Studies in Planning. This lecture will be about asynchronous computer conferencing, which is, in my opinion, ideal for collaborative learning. The world is changing rapidly, and especially the world of education. The internet became available to the public in 1993. Access to most information was just a click away. And that meant that cramming and reproducing information becomes of much less importance. Information literacy is the key to modern education. The ability to search, critically assess, and use relevant, valid, and reliable information in problem solving is a key skill. Pedagogy must adapt to these new realities. So what is the pedagogy for the information age? Well, it seems that social constructivism, it sees the individual as being engaged in learning activities with others and defines learning as a social activity situated in a cultural and historical context. CMC, all these strange abbreviations. Students collaborating online are active students. Remember that learning is increased participation. And here we have computer-mediated communication, CMC, and collaborative learning promote active students' involvement in the learning process. Asynchronous CMC is an online asynchronous collaborative learning. It is easier for the more timid to participate without being interrupted. Engaging in collaborative learning entails engaging in thinking processes. Students increase epistemic fluency when asked to communicate still in complete understanding with others. The key is incomplete understanding will improve to complete understanding through discussions. This means a shift from content towards activity with content. What makes a good student then? Well, they all usually have good strategies for learning. They will reflect on their own learning. And of course, motivation, their wish to learn. They must be positive, curious, asking questions, and have a high degree of participation. You have to make work and time plans. So time management is crucial. You have to take responsibility for own learning. Don't be reactive, be proactive, take initiative. And of course, you have to learn how to learn. If you don't have any courses in study strategies, take one. You have to be able to cooperate with peers. And you need clear and specific goals. You must know what to do, where you are, and where you are going. Content is, of course, essential. Content and learning outcomes should dominate over methodology. Constructing new knowledge requires building material that is basic and solid knowledge. Adapt methodology to content, not vice versa. And that means, as a teacher, you have to know how to do exactly that. And a professor, an expert, has main responsibility for content and learning goals, and even some difficult topics belong to the content. So here is the good old-fashioned professor teaching the receiving students. The communication is mainly one way, from the professor to the students. And this has been copied in the online learning, which actually started out as a correspondence course just online, with the delivering institution giving information to the students. So we're supposed to work with this and send some letters back to the delivering institution. The second generation means electronic correspondence school. The communication is mainly between the students and the machine. You get an interactive CD-ROM, it's online, auto-correcting quizzes, texts, internet, and all kinds of nice things in the CD-ROM. But there is no communication between the students. And many teachers become surprised at the tests at the end of the year when they find that information is like water. Informing students may feel like pouring water on the goose. So we have to be able to distinguish the difference between information and knowledge. So information can be disseminated, knowledge cannot. Knowledge, each individual constructs. So what the teacher says is not necessarily what the students learn. Knowledge requires individual cognitive or learning processes. Do we really educate for the industrial age or for the information age? So the industrial age was mainly read, copy, cram, and reproduce for an exam. You have to be able to receive and implement instructions in a mechanized industrial society. Higher forms of reflection and creativity are not really required and very often not desired. The student who could parrot the correct answers on the test got a high score in the traditional industrial age. But then, if you want to educate for the information age, what do you do? The world is complex. Is there some truth in there is no right answer in the 21st century? Can you distinguish between facts, science, best available knowledge on one hand, propaganda, speculations, and unqualified, unsubstantiated opinions on the other? Can you select among competing hypotheses, innovate and solve new problems? Can you collaborate with others? Build on the best strategies? Put forward the best case for your profession or your company? Can you explain your actions? Give a rationale? A line of reasoning? That's what's needed in the information age. So master the 4 C's. Be creative, an efficient communicator, a critical thinker, and collaborator. The third generation online education gives that. It's interactive, and the students are part of the learning environment together with a tutor. This is what we call a community of practice.